Welcome to Informe, a social media conversation for January 14, 2013. I'm Nate Manahan.
And I'm Dustin Hickle.
And we're going to sit together and we're going to talk about social media. We're going to talk about Snapchat. Get your stuff together.
Yeah, Instagram, 2 NFL quarterbacks going head to head. What do their Instagram accounts look like? We'll tell you about it.
And then we're going to look at some businesses that we found really randomly on the internet and talk about their social media strategy without knowing anything about them. You should listen to that. It's a pretty good idea. Keep watching social media conversation known as Informe. Hey, welcome back. Informe, a second episode of 2014.
Yeah.
It is toasty. Welcome to spring. It's like 35 degrees outside and sunny.
After negative 13 last week, that's it's pretty good.
We like to bring up the weather. We actually want to launch a weather podcast, and so if you want to invest in that, we need a couple $1 million to buy all the equipment. So just, we'd love to do that. But really what we're here to do is talk social media.
Absolutely.
And talk news about social media.
Yeah.
And not a lot of news this week, but we're going to start out with Snapchat. I've been saying this is third week in a row. Get your bleep together.
It's true.
And every week when I go to look over all the stories or I'm reading my Twitter or whatever I'm doing it's like Snapchat has some type of mess up. This time they're giving spam?
Yeah.
What's going on?
It seems like spam across. It says Snapchat is dealing with a major spam attack. Digital Trends article here. Check it out. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like people were getting weight loss ads and porn showing up in their inboxes. And then they published a blog saying they were sorry, but they didn't exactly do it in the best way, according to this article. It kind of sounds like they said, we expect to minimize spam, but it's the consequence of a quickly growing service. Like, that's going to happen, so you have to deal with it, users. Like, kind of a weird, like, it's just not, it just wasn't handled as well as you would think somebody like Snapchat, who turned down $3 billion, would have handled it.
Yeah, stand up. Take responsibility, say we're going to do everything we possibly can so this doesn't happen again. Yes. Do things like this happen? Yes. Does it happen to all platforms? Yes. Did the fail whale happen to Twitter all the time? Yes. Do you stand up and say, look, we're going to fix this, we're going to fix this, we're going to fix this? Yes.
Yeah.
And don't try to say it just happens and this is no excuses, just fix it.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
Snapchat, get it together. Please, because your platform's cool. You got lots of good stuff out there.
And I don't want to have to call your time of death. I mean, time of death, January 14th. No,
Right.
we believe in you and we like you. Yeah, make it work.
Yeah.
All right, one other article, and then we're going to do something a little different than what we've done. If you've not watched all these Informe shows, go back and watch them because Dustin and I would love to have you interact with us. But today, it's a Super Bowl week.
Yep.
Well,
It's
a
playoffs,
Champions
NFL playoffs,
week.
yeah.
Super Bowl's coming up. And you found this on Mashable. And I thought, I said, let's throw that into the show. It's good news. If you're a 49ers fan or a Seahawks fan, you may be interested in this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just more of a fun article for you guys to check out and to see kind of the difference that you can make with your Instagram accounts. This is pertaining to Instagram. It's a side-by-side comparison of Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick's Instagram accounts. And we'll put this on the screen for you. It's interesting to see the difference. Russell Wilson's always hanging out with his best fans, going to Seattle hospitals. The pictures that he's posting anyways, him playing with his dog, him at some kids' charities events, hanging out with the military, on the beach with his girlfriend or wife. I don't know if he's married or not. And then post montages, like collages of a lot of his charity things and going out and spending time with people and making a difference in Seattle, while Colin Kaepernick is posting pictures of himself in his latest gear, pictures of his body, pictures of him and his bros out like being hard and thug, and what he ate for breakfast, and his private jet, and his new car, and his little trademark like kissing the bicep shot, and then he posts collages of his shoe collection.
Yeah. So what you do on social media tells people who you are,
right?
Whether it's true or not,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be the assumption you make. And so if we look at this, we're going to cheer for Russell Wilson over Colin Kaepernick,
absolutely.
no matter what. And that's not saying anything. I don't know Colin, I don't know Russell, and who knows what the true personality. But what they're putting out there on Instagram, it's what we have to make a decision from. Right. And so as a brand, realize what you put there is how people will think about you. And so take a step back, extra breath, make sure you're out there and doing things instantly, but at the same time, think through how do you want people to perceive you? How do you want people to think about you?
Absolutely, because, I mean, all we have to go from here is Russell Wilson is a guy who cares about people in the community, and Colin Kaepernick is all about himself.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to.
And I don't think
assumptions.
I don't think that's probably true.
No,
I don't know that.
not.
Maybe it is. Maybe he's an egomaniacal crazy person. But
but that's the
most
picture
likely
that they're telling us.
Yeah. And so I thought this was a great job bringing this article up here. Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do today. A little bit different. I went to the internet, and we're gonna do this occasionally, and we'll see how this works. If we've not done this before, I'm throwing Dustin under the bus here. This is how I decided to do it. I went to Chamber of Commerce's. I found 3 across the country. I went to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, because I had heard of it. I went to Modesto, California, because I've heard of that town before. And I just typed in Louisiana Chamber of Commerce, and I found the Central Louisiana. Then I went through their lists, and I chose 3 diverse companies, and didn't really look at what they do and how they do it, and said what we're going to do is we're going to look at those 3 companies and try to figure out some things that we would do and how we would use social media. These 3 companies we have no connections to. We've never talked to, we've never used their services, and the only thing we're going to be able to look at is their digital profile. Yep. So yeah, we're going to have some fun.
Hey, take tips away from this. We're not going to slam these guys. We're just going to try to provide tips for you to use, and then we'll probably share it with them as well.
Yeah. We'll interact with them and tell them that we talked about them. Now, the first one up was the Right Touch Bakery. Yep. Now, this is in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I just found them through their Chamber of Commerce. I would say first tip for them. They have a website. That's how I found them. Right, W-R-I-G-H-T. We'll put that. Touch.ws. One interesting domain name. It's not social media. Not bad. I like that. I like the name. And its own. It took me a second to find their social media, and they have a following on social media, but it was only on their contact page. Yeah. And that to me needs to be forefront on your main web page. You need both. You need web and social media, and they need to interact in some way.
Absolutely.
So that would be my first tip.
We recommend on the home page above the fold. So when you first go to your website, your social media icon should be right there and easily accessible. Yeah. This one was a little bit harder. We had to click through their contact page and then click through and.
Yeah. But 1,571 likes today on their Facebook page. They have 94 ratings of 4.5 stars. They have 81 people talking about them, and 424 people were there. And I would say, as a small business, doing very well. I don't know size and things like that. First takes, I liked. We just recorded something else about Facebook, and you were like how important it was to have your logo in there. This is a creative way to have their logo is definitely in their profile page and their cover image, but it's done in unique ways because it's their logo in a car and the logo on their wall.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think probably in this town here, that little they have a pink VW Beetle with their logo on it as their profile image. I bet that's seen around town all the time and people recognize it. So again, a good, like you said, creative way to make sure that there's something there that people recognize. And I really liked their cover image. I wish it was a little bit crisper. But again, you never know if you have professional photography and all that. But again, the Right Touch, it's on the wall. It's very elegant. It's very well done. Very bakery feel. Check this out. This is really a good example of what it should look like.
Yeah, and they've done a good job. What I like about this is they've done a good job at interacting with their consumers. We're literally just looking at this. I see that they've made comments back and forth to people that have thanked them. They have thanked yesterday they said thank you to Bruce Moore Rockwell and the Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation for catering orders last week. They're using social media to thank the people that are working with them. It did say, I see the recent posts by others. The Bruce Moore on January 11th said thank you. So Bruce Moore does have a website that they could, it's a modern salon and museum, that $25.95, they would have created a little traction. I'm just finding that as I go.
Yeah, so what Nate's saying, make sure if you're going to tag other pages or mention other pages, make sure that you tag them. Yeah. Just creates a little bit more of a web, and actually they'll get a notification about it too. I like down here, they basically just did a shout out. Thank you for making us your favorite cupcake shop. Like, we love our community and our fans are excited to announce the Pay It Forward program that we kicked off a few weeks ago. Just a really cool, they're saying thank you. We've talked about that on the show before. Yeah. They're saying thank you. They're involved and invested in their community, and they're really just from what I can see here, truly grateful for the success that they've had, and they're expressing that to their fans. That's great. That's a wonderful way to do it.
Here's one of the things I don't see on their social media, and I do see it on their website a little bit, is imagery and pictures of their cupcakes, of their food, of their baked goods. And it looks like they have some going back to their website. But I think when you are serving something like food, make people want it.
Yeah.
When you see that picture and it's cut open and maybe you can get a little steam off of it. And it doesn't have to be a $2,000 DSLR camera.
Yep.
It can be your iPhone. It can be your friend's iPhone.
Yeah.
However you need to do that, but some imagery, because they are tagging some pictures, but they tend to be, this is like, you can see they have the Fat Elvis cupcake, which is celebrate the king's birthday with a banana chocolate chip cake, peanut butter cream filling, banana cream frosting, topped with chocolate. Holy
Which
cow,
sounds
bacon.
delicious.
Yeah. Give me a picture of that.
Seriously.
And then when I see this pop up on my Facebook stream, I have to stop by.
Right.
There may be ways to, put a picture up there and say the first one to comment gets a free one. I don't know, or whatever that is. Or
Give
if
one away.
buy one, get one free if you tell me this phrase when you walk in. There are ways to create engagement with your fans, because you have, as we've said, Facebook and Twitter are becoming pay to play.
Yep.
But you can drive that by helping people say, hey, if you share this, you're going to have a better chance, or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But 1571, that's a great, and 94 ratings of 4.5 stars. You've gotten some good traction on Facebook. So
nice
great job,
out
Touch.
there. Yeah, and hey, if you want to send us one of those Elvis cupcakes next time you make them, we'd be glad to put one right here and feature it on the show while I eat it, because that sounded awesome.
Yeah, and it was interesting. So also on their contact page, there's the LinkedIn page. I'm not gonna, but it goes directly to Debbie Wright, owner and founder of the Right Touch Bake Shop and Catering. It's not a bad use. I mean, I don't know how they're using it, but if you want to make connections with that, especially it looks like catering is part of their business and a B2B, and making sure your name is out there. And so you may want to have a brand page. They don't have one. What would you say? How would a bakery maybe use a brand page on LinkedIn? Can you have any ideas there?
You know what? That's, again, kind of throwing me a curveball, but
I'm good at that.
Yeah, you are good at that. I mean, you could use it. LinkedIn, a brand page, more than anything, you're going to find out, you're going to end up with more B2B marketing.
Yeah.
So, it might not be bad to have a brand page and to connect with other local businesses who have, used your catering services before, and just shout outs and
throw out a picture in an article saying, hey, this is how we did 2,000 cupcakes for this event and how it looked, or a cupcake tree or whatever.
Or if you make the news and you want to share an article and say, hey, this is thanks to all you guys, that's fine. I feel like the way she's doing it, from what I've gathered just in this brief little bit of time here, seems like she is her brand. People must like her. People must enjoy her company. She must be a good business person herself, good person to be around, and obviously good at making cakes and baked goods. And so maybe it's just probably a good way for her to go, because if she gets her name out there in front of people, people must know that Debbie Wright is with the Right Touch Bakery.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to do it at all.
No, absolutely. So overall, I would say this: they are doing a good job on Facebook, and we're really not trying to review. And this isn't a complete review, and I kind of slip into that because that's something I do commonly for our job. Other ideas, I would say, get an Instagram account.
Yeah,
take pictures. Use that Instagram to be your images that are connected to your Facebook. Be on Pinterest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that, I think, is put pictures of your own stuff out there, and then grab inspiration and say, hey, would somebody like us, we could create something like this, and interact with other bakeries across the country or whatever. That would be a way to do it. So Pinterest and Instagram, I don't see that. Maybe they're on there. I didn't go searching. It's just not something I found from the Right Touch's website.
Right.
Are there any last tips for the Right Touch?
Not that I can think of. Images, like you said before, that's big for them. I think it's big for them. Just everything sounds good. Show it to me.
And do some monthly giveaways or something like that, and drive some traffic by saying, hey, we're gonna have a competition. Or here's an idea. They're throwing it out there for Right Touch. Do a competition for your craziest cupcake that we'll create for you, and do a voting competition on Facebook of which, and you choose 4 of the top ones, and then the top one that gets the most likes, you're gonna make for that person the craziest cupcake they could think of. I don't know, those ideas.
Absolutely.
We would love to interact with you more. So Right Touch, great job.
Just
I want a cupcake now.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
We're gonna go to. I'm trying to think where we can get a good cupcake around here. I don't even know. So Right Touch, if you want to open something in northern Indiana, we could drive to. There are probably good cupcakes. I know the Betty's Cake Shop.
Yes.
Probably not on social media. I know Betty. I know. Okay, so moving on. Here we go. This time I went to Modesto, California. I typed in their Chamber of Commerce, and I would say that their Chamber of Commerce website was not easy to use. Modesto, hire us, we'll put you a new website up. But I did find Leroy Productions. I was looking for unique small businesses, and Leroy Productions was on there, and the reason I found them is they were on Facebook, and he tagged the Modesto Chamber of Commerce on their Facebook page and said, "I'm glad to be part of the fold now." And so that's why I chose him. I was like, he used it. So, Facebook.com/Leroy Productions.
Yep.
And then the website is
WordPress or djleroyproductions.wordpress.com.
Yeah. So, first of all, I know nothing about DJing other than I like music and I like music at parties. So
yeah, and I like to dance at weddings. Yeah. I do. So.
I think I probably would like to dance, and I would like to watch you dance. All right. So, first looks at Leroy Productions from Modesto, California.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like you said, they used social media well, as far as getting in contact with the Chamber of Commerce. Really good cover photo. I'm seeing a good cover photo. People dancing at weddings, people having fun, and then it's a collage of some older people dancing. What appears to be more of a casual party, really high-end looking wedding. And then his DJ equipment, it appears.
I believe the kids call it the turntables.
Yeah, the turntables.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't call those that because I don't know what they are.
I don't know what they are.
I just listen to my iPod.
Spinning.
Yeah, no.
Well, I think he's probably using an iPod to do that spinning.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But
yeah, it looks like a good cover photo. And then there's a picture of his profile image is a picture of him, I'm assuming.
That's Leroy.
Standing at his turntables with a microphone, doing what appears to be entertaining people at a wedding. So again, not a bad cover photo. Again, I always recommend using your logo, but in this situation, if he's a face that you would recognize, or that's a good way to do it. That's a good profile image to put there. 206 page likes. I'm seeing not bad. 33 talking about this, and it doesn't look like he has any Facebook reviews, but he does have a tab for people to review him. Yeah. So. Good job on your part making sure that there's something there for people to review you at. Looks like he's getting 5 stars from one person under his review segment. So,
DJ Leroy, we don't know if you're a great. We're gonna assume that you're a great DJ.
Yeah.
You are doing. It looks like trying to do a lot of weddings. That's what you put your affiliation there with Facebook. Here, I'm gonna start giving some tips and see his ideas. Tips, ideas. Leroy, you can take them, leave them. That most people leave them. But first, I would say one, you need an Instagram account to be taking pictures of your event and live coverage.
Totally.
And then tagging the people that are at your event or creating a hashtag for the event. So when you're doing an event, work with those who are coordinating with it and say, hey, we're going to create a hashtag and I'm going to take several pictures from the DJ stand and I'm going to hashtag that. And that's going to create more of a connection. Yep. Create that interaction. Part of the great DJ is a DJ who says, breaks down that barrier, and it's not just them up on the tower spinning the tunes. Right. They're actually interacting with the crowd, and one of the ways you can do that is digitally. So have an Instagram account, create a hashtag for each event. That would be one of my tips.
Yeah, use Twitter too. I mean, hashtag, you can use that on Twitter. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, hey, use the Google Events. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell people,
Google
hey,
Plus action
Google
with Google
Plus
Events,
action,
and you can do Facebook events, but
just get on Google Plus and say, hey, this is the link you can go to if you got your smartphone app. This is the event. I've created it. And we can all upload photos there, and we can all see each other's photos in real time, just like that, right in the event.
Work with the coordinator, and you could do that, create it ahead of time, not turn it live until the event, because unless it's a public event where you're inviting people to, you don't want to invite everybody, hey, could you guys go to John's wedding over there? You don't know John, but I'm going to be DJing at it.
So check it out.
So there is a limit, and you got to make sure that this is important. Make sure whatever you do on social media, one, it's in your contracts, that's what you're going to be doing, and you can check with your own lawyers. I'm not going to be here, but I know that you can legally do that, but you work with your own lawyers. Don't quote me, okay? Figure out how to do that. But 2, be a good customer service to those you're serving. Make sure they know, and do something that's beneficial to them.
Right.
A trendy thing, and I don't think it's trendy, it's something that's going to keep it in, is doing the hashtag for the wedding. So, whatever that hashtag is, make sure you're using that hashtag and interacting with it. And even using that hashtag then to take requests from Twitter during the thing, so the person doesn't have to walk in. If you have a couple thousand people, you're suggesting doing weddings, fundraisers, graduations, class reunions, school parties, DJ Leroy, those are all ways that you can interact with social media.
Try them out. I mean, obviously don't do something that, your customer doesn't want you to do. I mean, if you're at a reception where there's not very many young people, maybe don't use Twitter.
Yeah.
You never know. But always make it part of, like you said, make it part of your contract, and be upfront with your customers and say, hey, I'm thinking about, I can do a Google event, I can do a Twitter hashtag to take requests. Is that okay with you? What do you think? What would you like the hashtag to be? And just roll with it, because that you can use. I mean, it's a party, right? It's a party, and that's what social media is, kind of. It's kind of a big communication party. So you might as well get out there and kind of stir the pot a little bit. Especially if you're a fun DJ, Leroy. I'm assuming you are. You can have some fun with people on Twitter.
Yeah, and as I'm looking through your website now, obviously we were just looking at this. I see that you are taking pictures, and you did the Modesto Halloween by clicking on Home, because you automatically load into About My Services, but by clicking on Home, you get the Modesto Chamber of Commerce mixer where you were apparently the DJ at. You get the Lincoln High School reunion where you were a DJ at. You were a Halloween anniversary house party that you were a DJ at. And all these things, I don't see all of them on your Facebook or interacted in any other way. So I encourage you. Also, your website doesn't link to your social media. I think that's really important to be doing.
Yeah.
But if you're using Twitter, we didn't find it because it's not linked anywhere. We encourage you to do that. Use Instagram. I don't think Pinterest is really all that important to you.
No.
But certainly something you can do. You do have, here I see some more images. They load more of the Facebook images. Baby, it's cold outside December. Let me tell you, Leroy, Modesto, California, you do not know cold. I'm just telling you, okay? Just, just putting that out there. December 15th, you said, baby, it's cold out there. There are people out there that still, have skin. I'm just...
and the grass is green. I haven't seen green grass since, October?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, maybe you don't know what it is cold, but nice job with the images. Get an Instagram account if you don't have one.
But no, Leroy, and I loved how you were connecting with people, a mobile DJ service, January 2014, ribbon cutting for Leroy Productions, for the Chamber of Commerce. You're interacting. Keep doing that. On your Facebook, you linked up with your Yelp. All those things, your Yelp should be linked on your website. I didn't find it, so I'm digging a little deeper here. Like we said, if you're just tuning into just this section, we are looking at this for the first time and kind of analyzing this.
First time we've actually ever seen Leroy Productions, and we're just trying to do a quick analysis for them.
And 3 reviews. So, Leroy, great job. Anything else to add on Leroy before we go to our next one?
Let's keep going. It's actually called BJ's Pizza House. Serving Central Louisiana's best pizza since 1979, says their website.
Yeah. We found this website simply, again, by finding Chamber of Commerce. What we quickly identified was BJ seems to be some type of chain that is in Central Louisiana. As Northerners and people in Northern Indiana, we aren't familiar with BJ's. And so I'm not totally sure how it all works. So we were able to find bjspizzahouse.com and find the Facebook page that interacts with that by clicking on online ordering. And I may have been able to find it in other places, but by clicking on online ordering, I saw a tag that wasn't hyperlinked to their Facebook page. First of all, that would be my first tip. If you're going to have a website, you're going to have online ordering, make sure your social media is easy to get to. And it wasn't extremely easy to get to. Though they're using a third-party customer to you to do online ordering, and I was kind of thinking that'd be kind of fun to order from, but I don't think you guys probably deliver.
You guys probably don't deliver to Northern Indiana.
Okay. So first of all, make sure you link. You're on their Facebook page. What are some of the things you look at here?
Well, big one. No cover photo. None whatsoever. It's completely blank and kind of hurts my eyes because it's not there. I know it's supposed to be there, and it's just like, oh man, why? I mean, it's so easy. Get a big, huge picture of a couple of your delicious pizzas and put it on there. Yeah. It's just 1 or 2 clicks.
Because your pepperoni pizza from July 5th looks good.
Yeah.
2 pictures, a double daily deal, 2 12 signal topping pizzas for $16.99. Dine-in, drive-up through pickup or delivery in Alexandria Ball and Pineville. Free advertising. Apparently that deal's probably not on anymore since that was from July 5th.
Right.
Also, that is not that you have, since July 5th, you have 4 posts, and the last post being November 22nd. That's over almost 2 months away.
Yeah. A little bit of an issue there. You got to be consistent, and small business owners take away from this from them. You got to be consistent. Post, even if it is once a week, and that's all you can get to Facebook, and that's all you can post. Make it once a week, because that's something that people can count on, and some people will look forward to. And in this situation, if some random person on a YouTube show comes and checks out your website, and they say, "Oh man, it's been since November 22nd. That's not very good. November 22nd, 2012, I might add.
Oh, I just realized that. Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, it's 2 years.
2 years ago.
So I hope your business is doing well.
Yeah.
It's been a while since you posted.
Yeah. So, if you are doing well and you're doing all right out there, put a little post up there. Tag Paper Media. Tag Salcha. Tag tag us. Let us know how you're doing. We'd love to do kind of a recap. Like you said, it's probably a franchise of some sort. So I wonder how these franchises in particular are doing. Maybe they're maybe other ones are doing better than these, but overall, kind of, it's hard. I just want it to be better because there's so much potential with pizza. People love pizza.
Well, and that's the thing. Imagery, you should Instagram account. I think every restaurant should have an Instagram account who's taking pictures of their food, and then that can link and be the driver between Facebook and Twitter. You should be on Facebook and Twitter. You should be on Google Plus, and none of those things seem to be at least easy to go. Your website should link to all your social media, and even maybe create. You can put plugins in there that are actually scrolling some of your content. It gives you some active content. Since we just chose this from BJ's, we're not sure. Maybe we have we're a little confused on some of your connections and what's going on, but you're not interacting much. And the biggest thing is if you're a small business and you're a restaurant, you need to be interacting with your consumers and allowing them to check in. Because I see in December 18th, there are people that have checked in recently, as recently as December 18th at BJ's, or posts that were tagged from BJ's. That's only less than a month ago, but you're not creating a lot of interaction. That's so important to do. Drive that engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just take some tips away from this, and if you are a restaurant owner, Instagram is big for you. Check it out, and obviously Facebook's probably big for you.
Yeah.
Don't let it go so long as these guys have.
Yeah.
It's kind of been fun. Kind of been a little different.
A little different. So this is Informe. We're here about social media conversation.
Yeah.
Today we looked at 3 random,
completely random.
We just chose them by looking up my crazy idea to look up Chamber of Commerce from 3 places that I've heard of before.
Yep.
And we have 3 totally different companies. We looked at cupcakes, we looked at pizza, and we were doing DJing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Social media is relevant to all businesses.
Yeah,
all small
absolutely.
businesses need to be involved. All small businesses need to be using it. Figure out which platforms you should be on and figure out how you're going to execute it. So these are just some ideas. There's lots more for us to think about. If we were actually working for these clients, we would spend hours trying to figure out what's going on, looking at their competition, looking at the differentiation, analyzing what kind of tone and essence they want to make sure they're expressing on their small social media. So take this with a grain of salt. These are fast, quick, kind of dirty ideas. Don't take the wrong idea there.
Yeah.
But we're just putting that out there. We may change our mind in the next 20 minutes after we turn the cameras off. So, but we'll be putting this out. How can they get in contact with you, Dustin?
Yeah, hey, get in contact with me. Let's circle up on Google+. Go there first, Dustin Hickle. Twitter, @Dustin Hickle, or @Paper Media. I'm there too. And if you guys want to have your business reviewed, go ahead and leave us a comment. We love to do that too.
Go to salcha.com, follow all the the Instagrams and social medias and Google Pluses and Twitters and all that stuff.
All those things.
You can do NK Manahan for Twitter here. You can contact us through salcha.com. There's more coming out with Salcha, but keep watching. Interact with us. Let us know you're watching. We see the views going up on YouTube. We know a few people are watching. We'd be interested in what you think. You leave us a comment, send us a tweet, send us a contact form at papermedia.com, whatever it might be. We would love to learn from you.
Yeah.
BJ's, DJ Leroy, and Right Stuff Bakery, thank you for putting up with our lazy comments and just choosing you randomly. We will try to give you some good press because, one, we looked at all your products and you seem to be doing really good things. Good music, good food, good cupcakes, and now I'm hungry and I'm glad it's lunchtime because I need to go get something. So this has been another Informe, a social media conversation. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.